and supporting community schools in the Deep South. Community schools provide a place-based strategy where districts, colleges, universities, and community agencies come together to ensure that students and families thrive. Today, Coahoma Community College, Quitman Schools, and Clarksdale Schools are coming together to partner and build strong, healthy community schools. Before we go any further, I want to recognize and express gratitude to all the elected officials in attendance. We have Ms. Tara Slack from the Mayor's Office, Clarksdale. She's Director of Personnel and Marketing. Would you like to give some remarks?
I would love to.
Let's give her a round.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
On behalf of Mayor Chuck Espy, who was unable to attend today due to a prior engagement, and who is also acutely aware of the importance of working together, it is indeed a pleasure for me to be here today with you to celebrate this welcome addition to Clarksdale Municipal School District, a new community school. If I am not stealing your thunder by saying that, I hope not. But with regard to that, I would like to first thank the NEA Foundation for investing in our community to help us in our ascent toward the absolute best in public education. I'd also like to commend the Clarksdale Municipal School District for having the foresight, the insight, and the capable staff to reach for this endeavor. I also would like to say that because of this endeavor, our children will now know what it is like to grow up and live and function in a community that has cooperation and also a community that is engaged. The implications of that are so far-reaching and immeasurable. So I think it goes without saying that the city of Clarksdale is indeed happy to partner with the NEA Foundation and the Clarksdale Municipal School District to ensure the success of this endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Also, want to thank Coahoma Community College, Quitman Schools, and Clarksdale Schools for all the wonderful work that you do in hosting us today. Today, we will hear from Sarah Sneed, the President and CEO of the NEA Foundation, as well as Coahoma Community College Chief of Student Affairs and Director of Student Engagement, Ms. Karen Dunn, Clarksdale District Superintendent, Dr. Toya Matthews, Superintendent of Quitman Schools, William Atkins Jr., and Senator Robert L. Jackson, the CEO of Quitman County Development Organization. We will also have time for questions at the end of today's press conference. So please allow me to introduce you to the President and CEO of the NEA Foundation, Sarah Sneed. If you don't know, you will soon see that Sarah is deeply, deeply committed to supporting public education in the South. And she has also dedicated so much of her professional work to community schools. Sarah comes to the foundation with previous experience leading education investments at the Hartford Foundation. Sarah also served as a senior leader at the Foundation for the Mid-South, where she led initiatives focused on families and children and public policy. There's so much more that I could say about Sarah and her work and her leadership, but we don't have that kind of time. Thank you. So please help me welcome Sarah Sneed.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today in this great celebration of community partnership here in Mississippi. It's an honor to stand with leaders from Coahoma Community College, from Clarksdale School District, and Quitman Schools, and the Quitman County Development Organization, all of whom are sharing in this wonderful new partnership. The NEA Foundation has a very deep commitment, as Ebony has just shared, to the practice of building community schools, which is simply the practice of schools partnering with institutions throughout their community and beyond, families and others, to create the absolute best in public education. And I want to make certain that you have heard that I have said this is about public education. Sometimes people hear the term community school and they wonder, is that a type of charter school? The investment that the NEA Foundation has made is in public schools exclusively. So today we are thrilled again with this new partnership. Coahoma Community College's historic agreement with the schools in Quitman County and in Clarksdale together will create new opportunities for students to prepare for and pursue higher education, while also building stronger connections between the local schools and the communities they serve. So why does this matter? Because HBCUs, like Coahoma Community College, have long been engines of opportunity for Black students and their future leadership, through their own leadership, through academic excellence and social engagement. Community schools, on the other hand, focus on addressing the whole student, academically, socially, and emotionally, meeting families and students where they are with essential supports and services. By linking these two institutions, a seamless pipeline can be created for students to access mentorship, dual enrollment programs, career pathways, and so much more. For students in Quitman County and Clarksdale, this partnership can be a game changer, opening doors to college readiness, internships, and so much more. It connects students to role models and educational programs that are designed to ensure that they succeed not only in school, but in life. So I want to personally thank once again the leadership of Coahoma Community College for its visionary commitment to this effort. I also extend my gratitude to the dedicated educators and other leaders in Quitman County and Clarksdale who make community schools vibrant and essential. Your hard work and your vision is very inspiring to me, and this agreement is a testament to what is possible when people work together. As we move forward, I want to also encourage other HBCUs and schools around the South and the country to join in these kinds of partnerships. We know that our students can excel when they are properly supported by the entire community. Sometimes we kid ourselves and we think it's about pedagogy. It's about curriculum. It's about the quality of the teacher. But in fact, a student succeeding in school and in life is the responsibility of everybody. And the practice of community schools is simply the practice of embracing that you, everyone in this room, everyone throughout this community can play a role if they choose, through volunteerism, by bringing various kinds of resources. The breadth of what can happen in and through a community school is limited only by the breadth of your imagination and creativity. So we have been greatly honored. You know, I will say very quickly, Ebony wanted to talk about me. I just want to give a shout out. I always do when I have an opportunity to say why I do this work personally. I'm continuing in my mother's legacy, a great educator. She was a leader of Rosenwald schools in Mississippi, in Madison County. And if you don't know that history, I would ask you to apprise yourself of it and to know what it was about, because those are the nation's first community schools. And if anybody tells the story of how community schools got started in this country, some have another narrative, but the true narrative is that it started in Mississippi through the Rosenwald schools. So it's my great honor as her daughter to be able to continue the work in the capacity I have with the tremendous staff that I have with the NEA Foundation. So thank you everyone for this endeavor. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you, whoever put this together, this is great.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm from the South as well. My name is Reggie Goller. I have the pleasure of serving as Vice President of Policy and Communications at the NEA Foundation. And we have a host of our community partners that are going to be coming up to speak. I would like to invite Dr. Toya Matthews to come up and give remarks on behalf of Clarksdale Public School District.
Good afternoon. It is indeed a pleasure to be here to represent the Clarksdale Municipal School District. Today is one of those days where you're excited about the work that is yet to come, but also the hard work that has been put in even before we've gotten started. I'd like to recognize my bosses, my board members, my community partners. They're here today to celebrate this work because this has been a community effort. We asked the question today, why Clarksdale? Why community schools? It makes sense. It aligns with our strategic plan, and it's just right for children. It aligns with our mission and vision. We want to create college and career-ready students. And in order to do that, we must do that through the community schools model. And so we're just excited about what is to come, how that's going to transform what we already do. And we're just looking forward to even more partnerships. If I do not know you, and you're in this room, I want to get to know you before we leave today because there's probably something that you can do to help the students in the Clarksdale Municipal School District. So we're just excited, Sarah, because we know that this is an opportunity that sometimes is not afforded, and it's going to be realized because it aligns truly to what we want to see for our students, and we want them to be equipped to go out into the world. So thank you all for this opportunity.
Good afternoon. I send greetings from the Quitman County School District. My name is Walter Atkins, Superintendent of the Quitman County School District. I am excited for this opportunity. This really ties in with the district's vision that education is free. And an example today, I had a young man who graduated in 2019 who gave me a call, and he wanted to change his employment, and he wanted some assistance with his resume. So I asked him to come into my office so we could sit down so I can make sure that we put him on the right path. And my excitement about community schools and their collaboration with the Quitman County School District and Quitman County, I'm a resident of Quitman County. And as a former high school principal, I see many of my students who have graduated but still need direction in regards to where they need to go and choices. So with community schools, it allows us to not forget those individuals who have walked across the stage, but gives an opportunity to provide those examples of exactly what's needed in order to be successful. Provide opportunities and exposure for individuals to bring something back, a collaboration, a link between entities so that we can all collaboratively work together, not just one point in time out of the year or once in a while, but on a consistent basis. When something goes on in our county, and our district serves the entire county. And for me, I'm adamant that if something happens in our county, I want there to be knowledge of every single citizen in our county. Because as we stand here, we look for opportunities for us to advance everything that we do in regards to our entities, our agencies, being able to make sure that we provide exposure for those individuals who live in our county so that they can reap the full benefits of what the community school concept is. And we've been collaborating with different agencies in our county, and so I'm extremely excited about the path and the direction that we're taking it. We're actually getting ready to host our first community cafe next month. We have a coalition meeting at the end of this month where we're going to sit down and have conversations about how we can make sure that when something happens in Quitman County, everybody knows and everybody has an opportunity to grow and flourish. Thank you all.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I would like to share a personal statement from our president, Dr. Balmage Towner, who could not be here today due to a prior commitment. But before I begin, Please allow me the opportunity to ask his executive leadership team to please stand. Cahoma's executive leadership team. The leadership team at Cahoma Community College, the leadership team at Cahoma Community College, faculty and staff that are present. And I wanted to do that to show you how connected and involved and supportive of this work that our college is prepared to do to those particular school districts. So thank you for the opportunity for Cahoma to provide that to those communities. His prepared statement reads, we are thrilled to partner with the NAEF Foundation and local school districts, QCDO, and all stakeholders for what we believe will provide a unique ecosystem of support for students and families and our local communities. I want to express gratitude to President Sneed and her staff, our participating school districts, as well as kudos to the honorary Robert Jackson and his colleagues at QCDO, who initially pitched this idea of partnership to our college. The middle name for our institution is community. A key focus for Cahoma's existence is to develop both students and our communities. Hence, we felt that it was natural for our college to agree relative to partnering with the NAE Foundation. We believe and hope that this day will signal to our communities and our constituents that there is a support system in place that can be accessed and used to help students with their educational goals. Just as Paul Revere rode into Lexington, Massachusetts in 1775 to inform the community that the British soldiers were on their way, on today in the boardroom of Cahoma Community College in 2025, we're also screaming and letting our communities know that there is something coming. Not the British Army, no, but we're signaling to the world on today that help and support to achieve dreams are on their way for our students and families. This is potentially historical day for the Delta. As always, I want to thank our faculty, our staff, and our students for accepting this call to partnership. Similarly, I want to convey appreciation to our Board of Trustees who are solidly supporting this alliance as well. Lastly, on behalf of our president, he wants to thank each of us who is in attendance here today. Your presence is a testament of our solidarity, and together we ensure that all of our students can reach their potential. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Jackson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Putnam County Development Organization, and we've been around for about 48 years, and we have a lot of things that we can be proud of. But one of the most proud is that Karen used to work with us. So we'd be happy to be with you this afternoon. I want to thank NEA Foundation, its great staff, and Sarah Sneed for the investment she's making in this region. I also want to take credit for that as well. I've been knowing this young lady for quite some time when she was here with Foundation for the Mid-South, and we've been friends since then. And when I heard about community schools, although it's a concept that's been around for at least 2 decades, it was foreign to us here in the Mississippi Delta. But unbeknownst to us, QCDO, we've been practicing community school engagement for at least 30 years that I can speak of. But it's the strategy, and we've learned about the concept, and now we have some funding to make that all happen. And so we're gonna do what we can do in Putnam County. I want to thank all of our partners, team members for being with us today. I told them, look, Clarksdale is in the house now, so we got to show up. Clarksdale gonna show us out. So Putnam County is in the house. I want to thank all of you for coming and being a part of this. We have one of our board members on the school board that's here with us. We want to thank her for being here and look forward to working with you. Reverend Pryor, who's on the board here at Home Community College. He's an outstanding gentleman and residents of Whitman County. In fact, he taught me in high school and in junior high. So we've been a part of each other's life for a long time. I've been at QCDO for 48 years. It's been there for 48 years. I've been there. And so we've done a lot of things, not only in the school district in Whitman County, but also here at Kahoma Community College. And the work that we can do through the Whitman County School District, we're willing to do. We also have a member of our board of directors too from here, Miss Stephanie. We appreciate you coming out here. It's important to give a shout out to your board members, they're your bosses. We have a very good person who's superintendent of education now. While he's only been on the job for a couple of 3 months, he's really shown us that he's a great team member and looking forward to working with us as a community to engage the community, the schools, the parents, and everybody that it takes in order to make the school district what it is. And although the school district is a B, I think, a C in the system of education here in Mississippi, I think the school district, the high school is a B. So we're up there, but we can do better, right? We're looking forward to doing better. So I want to thank NEA again for our foundation for coming down and singing about us here down south. And we hope that you can enjoy working with us, and we look forward to what's to come in the future. So thank you, Ms. Need and NEA Foundation. We look forward to working. Thank you. Stephanie Tiller is my backbone. She works with me at QCDO, so she does all the good work, and I just, that's what she tells me to do.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Liz Proctor, and I'm one of the communications officers with the NEA Foundation. Many of you saw me outside greeting you as you walked up. We're now ready to take questions for our speakers. So if you have a question, can you raise your hand and I'll I can call on you so we're not all speaking at once.
We were really good.
Did we preemptively answer the questions? Or comments, or if anyone just wants to share something, that's fine too.
Just a small one.
Yes.
What role, when community schools, when you're active and you're going, can you tell us a little bit about the roles each partner will play?
Great question, please.
Okay.
I'm going to answer that question in a couple of ways. Firstly, to further underscore what community schools are, why they are, and how they function. I often like to say to folks when I'm first introducing the idea of community schools, whether or not a child succeeding in school is entirely up to an educator. If a child comes to school with a toothache, if a child comes to school and cannot see the blackboard, if the child comes to school and has experienced some kind of trauma that has been left unaddressed, we are kidding ourselves if we think that it's all about the teacher, the curriculum. Because to the extent that those other needs are not met, that child is not going to be able to pay attention to his or her lesson. That is a distraction and it is an impediment to learning. So who plays a role in community schools? All who can help to meet the myriad of needs that kids have. I also like to ask people sometimes, do we think wealthy children are smarter than children who come from less wealthy families? And of course, the answer is no. So why is it that across the nation, wealthy children are getting better test scores and such? It's because their parents can buy the health care, the social services, enroll them in clubs and such, and they have access to opportunity. We don't have so much as an achievement gap in this country as an opportunity gap. And so when we put together a community school, what's happening is we're closing the opportunity gap. Because the community is saying, I can bring that to the schools, I can bring that to the students, I can play a role. Maybe it's by I have clothes in my closet that my family no longer needs, or I'm just willing to even invest in these children. I'm gonna buy clothes for the children. All kinds of goods and services are needed in schools to meet kids' needs. So who plays what role? You make your mind up.
I love it.
What can you do? Because everybody can contribute to children flourishing, and it is our collective responsibility. More than ever before, we together, I might live in DC right now, by the way, I do want to give a shout out again, that my roots are in Mississippi, everybody. My mother's from Pittsburgh, my dad is from Port Gibson. Okay, so I know down here that makes a whole lot. You mean, oh, she came from DC. I came from Mississippi.
That's right.
So I'm off the question. My staff is so surprised. Remy's over there like, oh, there she goes. But I hope that answers your question.
It does, thank you.
Thank you for that. Anything else? Other questions?
As a community partner, I'll share where we see Cahoma assisting in schools. We see them providing students to help with tutors. We see helping fill food pantries. We see a conversation I had with Dr. Webster this morning about asking if there's some medium jackets that you have. We see assisting students with meeting those human basic needs so that when those are taken care of, students can best succeed in the classroom.
I guess I have a couple. One from an evaluation standpoint on if we, from a success moving forward to look where we are and where we've come maybe 2 or 3 years from now. What does that particular process look like? And how would we know, in a sense, if we're being successful?
For me, that looks like evening the playing field. Definitely being able to, one of my mentors, he always tells me, you have not because you ask not. And a lot of times we have a situation where our individuals, they don't have it because they don't know that it was available, or they were unaware of the resources that would allow them to attain that. So for me, increasing the dialogue and communication, especially within my county, where if I know, every individual in the county knows, and which means that every individual in the county has the same opportunity that I have. So for me, evening the playing field so that we can be as beneficial as possible for our community.
I'm just gonna also bring a bit of research because I don't know if it'll be cited potentially and how this is shared with the broader public. There is, and I'll tell you just a bit of a story. I had a board member once when I was talking about investing in community schools who said, okay, Sarah, you just try to pull on my heartstrings. And I said, no, I would never be so irresponsible as to just bring you something to make us all feel good. The truth is that when schools become community schools, the research shows there's a predictable pattern of improvement. The first thing that happens is because the community is working together on making the school all the more vibrant and welcoming in a myriad of ways. And families are becoming involved in the school in ways they have not previously, slowly. That's a hard task, by the way, sometimes for schools and for parents who might not have had the best experience as a child, who considered the school an intimidating place. But through the community school effort, there's an effort to make certain that there's a real partnership with the families. That changes the environment of the school. When the environments change and continue to become more and more vibrant, you predictably see the following. Firstly, a reduction in absenteeism rates. That's one of the first things you normally see in a community school. You'll see children who weren't coming to school, now they are coming to school, in part because they can get their needs met at the school. That might have been the reason why they weren't coming to school. A child with asthma, for instance, who might need health care, but now there's a health clinic at the school, right? That makes a difference in whether or not that child can actually go to that school. So you'll see absenteeism drops. Also, very predictably, you then see behavioral incidents reduced. Children act out. Sometimes if a child doesn't have the proper clothes for school, a lot of times that child will start acting out. They're embarrassed. They're fighting back against the world, really, right? And so you'll see there are these reductions in behavioral incidents. So reduction in truancy, reduction in behavioral incidents. So what does that then mean? Now the child is in school and able to attend to what's happening in the classroom. So what happens? Grades go up. Grade point averages go up. This is all a very predictable trajectory. We make this investment because we believe that's exactly what will happen. Students succeed academically, socially, emotionally. It's a good thing all the way around.
Also, to what he spoke of, also as far as the community, we will see that work will not be done in silos anymore.
Yes.
It will become a partnership, and we can get more done with little.
And I guess that feeds into my second question.
Uh-oh.
And people know my father want to ask a lot, but first of all, I want to say thank you for that response, because that's kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure what, and I appreciate it. My second question is from a sustainability piece. A lot of times we have investment come into the community, but once the investment or the resources that we were given is gone, it's hard for us to maintain. What pieces are we looking to put in place, or that we already have in place, that would allow us to continue to maintain what we hope comes from the resources that we're getting? And I know, Senator Jackson, you said that we've been doing it a long time, so I know there's probably some things there that we just don't know about. If you can elaborate. Anyway.
We're going to talk about what we did just yesterday on that point? All right.
So Dr. Webster, to answer your question, we're going to leverage our state and federal dollars. The work that we're doing now is already in place. Of course, we are appreciative, Sarah, what it is that we already, we're already doing the things that it takes to have this, but it took an additional push and those funds to realize that the model can truly work. And so with this, we'll take not only the grant monies for the next 3 years, but we're going to also be seeking other vendors and other potential funders for this, because again, this is not going to be sustained through the NEA Foundation after the life of the grant. We're going to be leaning into Kahoma Community College. We're going to be looking for foundational money. Accelerate Mississippi. I see Jennifer Leviston in the back. She's going to be one of those partners at the table so that we can find additional funds, because it does need funding, but we're going to need that other people to talk to come to the table and be able to get this money so that we can sustain it for the duration.
Any other questions? Give it another moment.
I guess I have one more. I was trying to say it. And it goes to, and I heard Ms. Ryan talk about community. and we're talking about parents' involvement. And you know, we know that over the past few years that one of the hardest things to do is to get parents really engaged in this process. Where are we, or what do you see as maybe a solution or a opportunity rather that would allow us to truly engage parents so that, you know, they're in the fold, they're working with the kids, and it's not just a you thing, but it's a we thing? Because yeah, home will be at the table. You probably have some other institutions just because the nature of their work that's going to really be involved in that. But about these parents, from their standpoint, how are we going to truly engage them so that they can see the vision and they can take a hold of it when the students are not with you?
Yeah, I was worried about that.
For me, one of the things that we've talked about and we've been in real in-depth conversation is meeting the parents where they are. A lot of times, like it was said before, some parents experience as far as being in a school has not been a good experience. And we just had a budget meeting today, and we were talking about CPR training. And so we want to provide CPR training for our parents. So we are looking at actually, instead of it being in our building, schools, we've actually looked at other centers where we could actually go to their town and open that opportunity up for them to actually be exposed to that. So for us, it's getting outside, we're actually doing report card pickup. They don't have to come to our school. We're actually going to them, and they can come and sit and have those conversation experiences, and just kind of making sure that they understand that we are there for them, not just on an academic standpoint, but just being able to meet their needs, being able to listen to them, and come back and have some feedback in regards to what their concerns are, so that they don't feel like they're excluded and it's all about us. I talk to my people a lot of times about pedagogy. And a lot of times in educational jargon, we get so caught up in educational jargon that sometimes when we talk with each other, we know what we're talking about, but we exclude and alienate other people. So for me, it's important to make sure that we make sure that they understand that we're all on the same level and we all have the same motive and goal in mind, and that's to uplift their children. If we can uplift their children, then we can uplift the community. So it's about meeting where they are, going out into the communities ourselves, instead of them always having to come to us. We're gonna go where they're more comfortable at and see exactly what needs to be.
I just want to share a real-time partnership here. Dr. Talmadge's staff has our campus nurse, Dr. Duke, who is a resident of Putnam County, is a certified CPR instructor. So that's an opportunity for us to partner with you all. So real-time partnership.
Any other questions? We've got another, about the next 15 or so minutes to invite you to please enjoy some of the refreshments that we have in the back of the next room. And if you think of any further questions, please approach our speakers. We will all be here mingling for the next several minutes. Thank you again for coming.
Get a picture of everyone.